Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another horror movie review. Tonight we're off to the 1970 and off to Spain for a Spanish horror film. This was filmed in 1978 and it's called Satan's Blood. Now this is the recent release by Treasure Film. Comes with a really nice sort of slipcase. It comes with the Blu-ray disc, reversible sleeve, and it comes with a booklet. But before we dive into the film, let's have a look at the special features on the disc. Okay guys, these are the special features on the Satan's Blood. I can't show you the main screen because it's got lots of erotic sort of scenery and sort of like nudity, so I can't show you that. So here we are. This is the special features. We've got audio commentary by Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons. We've got Satan's Blood, which is a Recuerdos de El Escalofrío documentary. House of the Diabolism, Stephen Thrower in on Escalofrío, it must be the director. Rated S for Simon. Video essay by Kim Newman. Satanic Panic, Diabolic Cinema in the 1970s, which is a video essay by Darrell Buxton. Devil's Music, The Satan's Blood Composer Speaks. A Private Concert with Librado Bastor. The Belong Dead Guide to Spanish Horror. And also the trailer and image gallery. Yeah, sadly I couldn't show you the actual screen of the cover because it's very graphic. It's when I say graphic, I don't mean like gory. I mean like pornographic. So I couldn't show you the main title screen. But there we go. There is some quite good and a number of special features on there that are worth delving into in this in this montage of a very sort of almost lost sort of film that no one really talks about. So I'll talk about it. Here's the story. So as the title suggests, it's to do with Satan, and there is a lot of satanic things in the film. The film is about a young couple who are expecting a baby, and there's the film sort of montage at the beginning is them sort of driving about in the car and sort of going in their home and being in love and all this sort of thing, and how happy they are about having this baby. And they're out one day in the car, and they see a car pull up next to them with a couple that stare them out. So they keep carrying on, and they go to the next traffic lights, and they pull up again and start staring them out and smiling at them. And eventually they talk to them saying, oh, you know, you don't remember me, do you, Andy? I think the main character's name is. Anyway, they're sort of pretending that they know them. And they are sort of from sort of school, and they invite them back to their house, and they go, which is really weird. I mean, I wouldn't go anyway, even if someone said they remember me and I didn't. I certainly wouldn't go back to their house, but they go back to their house and for a drink and stuff like this, and they start acting all weird. When you get to the house, it's a very, very strange house. It's full of the unknown and the undead and witchcraft and a lot of sort of occult imagery all through the house, in the paintings on the wall, the books they're reading, and all this. And the couple that they've met, the woman is very strange. She's very sort of like not attitudey, but she's quite a strong-willed sort of person, and she believes that she's sort of like this beyond everyone else, and I believe she is some form of witch. And then they start talking about stuff and asking, do they believe in these sort of contact with the dead and all this sort of thing. And they're not, but Anna, the woman, the one that's pregnant from the main couple, she says she's quite interested in it, and they decide to do this sort of Ouija sort of board, and they start asking questions. And the first person they talk about is the husband of this estranged couple, and saying that he's going to die soon, commit suicide, but apparently he tried to commit suicide before and failed. Anyway, so and she keeps digging at him about it. And our couple just want to get away, really, but it starts to have a big storm outside. And they've got a lovely dog called Blackie, which is like a German Shepherd there. And the other woman, the Blackie's in the kitchen, sort of favouring loads of around the freezer. So the woman that lives there sort of chucks him out the house. And that's the last we see of Blackie till a bit later on in the film when he succumbs to his end. And all these sort of weird things kind of happen. And the storm breaks out, and they say, "Oh, you must stay the night," and all this, and all these strange things happens at night. Our lead female Anna, she almost gets raped in the kitchen by this strange man that seems to be hanging around the house. There's a groundsman there, and there's a strange guy looking through the windows like a peeping Tom. Anyway, he tries to rape her in the kitchen, but it's very unsuccessful. I can't show you a lot of clips from this film because the nudity is on another level. There's just so much nudity in the film and stuff like that. And these people that they just really want to get home, and it's so bizarre, these bizarre things happening. And so they try and root out the couple that own the house, and say, look, we need to leave because their car's gone missing. And when they find them, they're in this room on this sort of black satanic sort of mat with like a 5-finger star cross on there, and they're naked. And then they sort of like brainwash them into there, and they start to have this sort of orgy of the four of them, and it's wonderfully sort of shot, but it's like it sort of lingers and goes on, and the film sort of follows this route and unfolds around this sort of hypnotic sort of Satanism that's going on in this house, and it sort of plays out like this because a lot of the time it's like it's one of those films that shows you everything but shows nothing, if you know what I mean. And the story sort of does unfold from a very weird perspective as it unfolds. But let's talk about the characters. Yeah, the characters in the film are great. I mean, I enjoyed absolutely all the characters in the film, especially our satanic couple. They're very, very cool, and they're quite believable as they're quite oh, suggestive in their sort of in a sexual way, and everything is evolved around sort of sex for them too. But when we see them in their sort of like in that room on the black mat, they're sort of praying. They're saying to Satan all these things that he is, like, the giver of all this and all this, and they start talking about all the evil things that he brings to the planet and what they worship him for. And our couple, main couple, they're sweet. Well, I won't say sweet, but you feel from that they're like a giallo couple. If I was to sum them up, they're like a classic giallo sort of couple. But yeah, they just happen to stumble across these people at the wrong time, at the wrong place. And all these sort of strange things happen to these characters. Our main the two satanic characters, they keep dying but coming back, and it's very, very cool, very strange. But they're all wonderfully played. in a believable sense of the time. It's a very 1970s film and it feels like it. They are the main four characters. There are a couple of side characters, like I said, but we don't really get to know anything much about them, which would have been good, but unfortunately we don't. So this is what I've thought about the film. So yeah, I've sat through the film. It's an absolute indulgence of uh, Satanism, of occultism, and witchcraft. So it's perfect for me, absolutely wonderful. And when I was watching this thing, and I just watching it unfold in front of my eyes, and I was just thinking, well, there's a lot going on, but there's nothing going on. Because I mean, there's gore in the film, but not a lot. The deaths are sort of like a little bit anticlimactic, but they still. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take anything away from the film. This has turned out to probably be, this could possibly be one of the best films, horror films of the 70s. And it's brand new to me because I've never seen it. And I just had a wonderful time watching it. I'm going to score this an amazing watch and give it a 9 out of 10. Yes, when I've just said it's probably one of the best 1970s horror films I've seen, it's too early yet for me to give this a 10 out of 10. I'll need a couple more reviews, views of the film before I can actually commit to a 10 out of 10 score. But I absolutely loved the film. It's fantastic and it's got some amazing artwork on this cover. And it's a really good release from Treasured Films. I just had a wonderful time watching it. Every time I was sat through the whole film with a huge smile on my face not because of anything particular apart from all the suggestion of witchcraft and Satanism and stuff like that, which is my genre of horror films. You know, I love folk horror. This has a folk horror vibe to it. It has a vibe of like House of the Devil, if you've ever seen that. It's got that sort of vibe to the film. I think they must have watched it to got some influence from it. But this has got some sort of folk horror elements to it, but it's got a major strong witchcraft feel to it, with some occult Satanism chucked into it. And it's got a great little ending as well, which I really enjoyed. It was just phenomenal through and through. Really enjoyed the film, and I am going to be watching quite a few of the special features. There's a couple of documentaries on here. There's one I'm really interested in about the story behind Spanish horror, which I really like. I mean, you know, my heart lays with Italian horror. It's my favourite go-to horror. Yes, I love British horror, but Italian horror has a special place in my heart. But hey, the Spanish come quite close. You know, I love the Blind Dead series. They're Spanish films, and we reviewed them on my channel. So yeah, they do have a big sort of like place in my heart, and this has turned out to be a new little gem for me. So absolutely love it. My lad picked it up first. He pre-ordered it months ago, like months and months ago. I think he must have forgot about it, because when it turned up on his doorstep, when I went to visit him, I said, "What's that?" He goes, "Oh, Satan's Blood. I pre-ordered it ages ago." I thought, I'd never heard of it, so I checked out the Blu-ray.com when it was getting released, because I thought maybe it's out, and it wasn't. He had it a few days before it came out, and it came out on a Monday. So I watched a couple of trailers, Spanish trailers, and it was cool. I thought, oh, wow, it's really good. And another great thing about this edition, it has the original Spanish language with British subtitles, English subtitles, which is fantastic. But it's also got a British dub version in it as well, so that's quite good fun, because it just doesn't fit something. And they've all got chippy shoes. They all wear really loud shoes, and it's absolutely fantastic. And like I said, it's really cool film. I love it. Satan's Blood, 9 out of 10. I nearly said 10 out of 10. fantastic. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. If you haven't, try and pick it up, guys. It's treasured films don't stay around for a long time. They tend to sell out and go out of stock. A bit like Radiance. They're kind of a new sort of company. Like Radiance, they've been around for like a year or two. So, you know, and they're releasing some fantastic films. I've got a few treasured films which are fantastic. Like Radiance, I've got a few of their films which are fantastic. In fact, I'm going to be doing a Radiance week soon on Japanese ghost stories. So stick clear for that if you're interested. But if you're not, go and check out some other channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzawell. I'm Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House, and The Maniac. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, don't have nightmares, and I really hope I see you all soon.